Spoiler warning for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I first saw the trailers for the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish movie, I kinda had mixed feelings on this movie. Because on the one hand, sure, it does look really promising because of, well, the animation. I mean, obviously this took inspiration from Into the Spider-Verse from Sony. But on the other hand, I was kind of expecting it to be like the first Puss in Boots movie, thinking that it would just have a bunch of different fairy tale characters in it. Like from the first movie, we had Jack and the Beanstalk and Humpty Dumpty along with Puss in Boots. And in this movie, it has Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Jack Horner, and Puss in Boots again. So I kind of thought that this would be like a mix in between. But after watching the movie, I thought to myself, this is probably one of the greatest movies of all time in 2022, and I'm actually not joking. This is actually one of the greatest animated movies of all time in this year. And also keep in mind that I only said animated movies of this year, not live action or movie in general, okay? It's definitely not the greatest movie in 2022. I mean, I think that Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is probably the best movie in this year. I feel like I started a rage war. Fight me. But yeah, I definitely stand with my beliefs that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is the best animated movie in 2022. Better than The Bad Guys, better than Minions: The Rise of Gru, and definitely a whole lot better than Strange World. Like, seriously, what was that movie? But I'm probably one of the few people out there that think that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is definitely the best movie in the Shrek universe. Definitely better than Shrek 2 in my opinion. I definitely made a whole lot of people mad when I say this, but there's a lot of reasons to love and enjoy this movie. Like, first off, the animation. Definitely inspired from Into the Spider-Verse, but I feel like DreamWorks right now is at its peak where it's starting to get better animations, better quality, better characters, and definitely think it's going to be better than Disney someday. And second off, the characters in this movie are just really enjoyable. Puss is funny, Perrito's funny, Goldilocks and the Three Bears are funny, Jack Horner's funny, every character in this movie is funny, and this movie does do the thing where it has like more than one villain. I mean, Goldilocks and the Three Bears are technically villains. Jack Horner is definitely the main threat in this movie, but the main threat for this movie for Puss is obviously death, because he's the one that made Puss scared for his life. And any time that Puss hears his famous whistle, he freaks out and runs away. And Death definitely seems to be one of the scariest DreamWorks villains up there. Definitely up there with Tai Lung from the first Kung Fu Panda movie. And obviously you can see why he's scary. I mean, the whistle he does is scary, his appearance is scary, his weapons are scary. The fact that he's the literal personification of death and he chases Puss around just to kill him and scare him is honestly pretty scary in my opinion. And there are very little things to dislike about this movie, but I do have one complaint about this movie, that being having it take a long time for the journey to get started. I mean, Puss in this retirement home does seem really cool and interesting, but by then you're just waiting for the journey to get started. But once Goldilocks and the Three Bears go in, you know that there's going to be some funny stuff and it's going to be the time of your life. And then just a few minutes later, Puss and the dog go to a factory, or a pie factory, and we meet Jack Horner, which is basically like a fairy tale exterminator. Like, he has like a full collection of fairy tale weapons, like the magic carpet, Cinderella's glass slipper, and a whole lot of other stuff. And even has the Midas touch, which is actually a whole hand, which whoever touches it turns into gold. And then we find out that Kitty Softpaws actually used to work for Jack Horner when he hired him, but then we find out that Jack Horner betrayed Kitty Softpaws. And then a few seconds later, the bears go in and hijack the place, and then all three of them are trying to get the map to the stars that is able to grant at least one wish for anybody that tries to get to it. But anyways, all of these characters are trying to race each other to get to the star. And then I do like the fact that whoever holds the map, the terrain and the environment around them changes depending on who's touching it. like Puss and Kitty, they have like bad stuff, but for the dog, he actually has like the good stuff because he's loving and trusting, and he just opens up to anyone around him. And everything else about this movie is fun. The animation is fun. The characters are lovable and enjoyable to watch. The story here is pretty good. I do have some complaints about the Goldilocks and the Three Bears story and how Goldie was adopted by the bears, because you're starting to get interested in their story, but then at that point they're already getting back to the journey, and then it's a mess after that. Or wait, did I say mess? I did not mean to say mess. Okay, but other than that, this movie was really fun, and the ending scene the ending fight, I should say, was actually really good between Jack Horner, Goldie and the Three Bears, Puss and Kitty, all fighting to get the last wish. But then after that, Death shows up in order to kill Puss, but then Puss overcomes Death, and Death actually spares Puss. But then another few seconds later, Jack Horner comes out of the endless bag, and then he becomes giant because of the snacks that he ate. And then there's a whole nother fight scene after that, and then you all know the jizz. The villain is defeated, and the heroes save the day. And then after that, all three characters, Puss, Kitty, and the dog, are all wanted and named Team Friendship, which is a kind of bad name, I should say. But they steal a ship from this one guy. I completely forgot his name and forgot that he was in the movie. They stole a ship and his wigs. And there will be spoilers in the next few seconds, so click away if you don't want to hear the spoilers for the end credits part of the movie. Ready? Are you done? Is everyone else gone? Are the rest of the people here seen the movie? Okay, good. So, Puss, Kitty, and the dog all set sail on a ship for far, far away, then which Puss says to find new adventures and see old friends, meaning that he's gonna go to far, far away and visit Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey, which will probably lead to Shrek 5. Now, this movie, like I said a lot of times earlier, is really fun and enjoyable. This movie, in my opinion, is a 9 out of 10 and definitely the best Shrek movie in the entire Shrek universe. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this movie. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you do enjoy this video and want to see more review videos like this, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications. That way you will be notified when I release a brand new video on the channel. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And also go follow me on my TikTok. That's all I have to say. Good night, Tri-State area. Sorry, I just have one more thing to say. Is no one else gonna talk about the fact that Death looks like Jimmy Crystal from Sing 2? Sorry, I just had to get that out of the way. Anyways, good night, Tri-State area.